It's funny because with all 4 girls, we never found out what we were having. And by the 3rd, the doctor basically said, you know, odds are it's another girl. So it became kind of a joke. And you have to have a sense of humor when you're in a house full of women. I mean, even our dog is a girl. I think it was right about my early 20s when I started thinking about having a family and, you know, finding that perfect man. And I know for a fact I felt that with Clint. Not a doubt in my mind. The moment I met him, not a doubt. Not only was he just an amazing presence, he was funny, so funny, and positive and calm. You would just capture the room. He'd walk in and, oh, Clint's here, and people would settle around him and just start talking and laughing, and just a good time, just a good time. I think he took that on in his professional life. He worked for a lot of chefs, a lot of different restaurants and different hotels and in different cities, and so I think he always had in the back of his mind the type of restaurant he wanted to do. And we were just talking one day, and I'm like, well, what do you think you're gonna call it? And he's like, oh, 4 Daughters Kitchen. There was no question, there was no doubt, that was it. So we decided to go for it. And he used to say, you know, you come to work and it's a party every day. You know, you leave your stuff behind and just show everybody who comes in a good time. That's what's important. And that's definitely what he created. Family life at home was just a riot sometimes. Lots of music, lots of dancing, lots of silliness all the time. I used to say to him, something I always wanted but never thought I would get. And I still feel fortunate that I did get him for those 18 years. I'm thankful for that. In the restaurant business, he worked a lot. And we didn't get to take that many vacations. We get away here and there. And my mother had called me and said, okay, this is it. I'm going to get a house in Isle of Palms in South Carolina, and we're all going to meet there. We were all so excited. We packed up the luggage and to the airport, and again, traveling with Clint, again, it's just a riot everywhere. From day one, just the fun began, and swimming and boating and family dinners every night. Clint was sitting in the living room with my brother, and they were hanging out, and I walked by, and he's like, hey, come sit on my lap for a moment. And I felt his chest just take a big, big breath. And then just, and his hand that was holding me just fell to the side. And I looked at his hand, and I looked behind me, and I thought he was joking. And I'm like, Clint. And then I looked at my brother like, wait, what's happening? What's going on here? It was just a massive heart attack, and it was instant, and it was as quick as one deep breath. No struggle, no nothing, no nothing. It's such disbelief. It's so hard to everything changed in a split second. Can we just go back for a minute? You know, when I think about things up to now, if something doesn't work, you can usually figure out, oh, we'll do it this way, we'll do it this way. But it was like, I can't change this. I can't change this. And so the next morning when the girls woke up, unfortunately I had to tell them 2 more times because they didn't get it. And they're like, okay, but can we go see him now? And I'm like, it was so hard. I'm like, no, guys, we can't go see him. You know, you think as a parent, you know, you have to shelter, you have to shield, you have to have them all looking at, you know, everything through rose-colored glasses. And, you know, they did see me lose it. They saw me, I mean, just like collapse and just start bawling. I mean, they're all looking at their mommy, and what do? You know, it was awkward. They don't see me like that. So they had to go through all that too. But there's something you learn from that. I mean, I'm just as human as you are, and it's okay for you to see these things, and it's okay for you to be this way too. 18 years, when you're with someone, you kind of gel into that person. It's like the two of you that make the one. So when that person's gone, it's like, wait, who am I? We've got to learn how to live again. We have to learn how to be in a family together without our rock. He was the center. He's what kept everything flowing. I don't think I ever felt more present than the moment he passed, where I really got to understand what that meant. Because you can say it, but your mind is off wandering, and we're busy, and we're doing our thing, and we're going, and it's sad because we miss so many moments because we're not present. And because of yoga, because of learning about presence, I've learned we're not in control of anything. The more we attach ourselves to all these things, which we do naturally, we're human, this is mine, our children, everything. But nothing is really ours. And I think if you're able to accept that, it takes a lot of the suffering away. Now, my practice has changed a lot because it's taken me time to actually connect body, breath, and movement. And when you get that connection, your entire class just becomes this moving meditation. And what I'm learning is everything is going to happen the way it should. So whether we are here forcing it, doesn't mean it's going to happen. All it's going to do is cause us more stress. I am learning this. So I'm learning what has worked for me, and then I try and share it because it's helped my life so much. I truly believe that everything that happens in our life prepares us for what's coming next. Some friends came up and said, you know, hey, why don't we have a volleyball tournament and try and raise money for the girls' 529 educational funds? And then I found out about these heart screenings right up the road, Providence, Little Company Mary. And I was offered to go get one and see what it was all about. You could see the 4 chambers of your heart. You could see the Doppler effect of the blood flowing in and out. I mean, I remember laying there going, wow, if Clint would have gotten this done, no doubt in my mind he would be here today. And I left there going, okay, why don't we do half will raise money for the heart screenings and half will go to the 529 educational fund for the girls. And so that's where it all kind of started. People come down there with their families just to have fun. People would come out and seriously play, AVP players. It's a great day. And it turns out we ended up raising $11,000 for these heart screenings. So that's where the silver lining comes in, because, you know, if we could just help one person or spread awareness, the fact that these screenings are right in our neighborhood, and so many people around here have gone to get them, and they're spreading the word, and everyone's telling how amazing they are, and it's kind of just blossomed into this amazing, amazing thing that I never would have imagined. mean, I truly will forever be humbled by this community. A lot of Clint's friends have stepped up to the plate, and they're like angels to his girls, all 4 of them, and they truly, truly care. And I feel like it's like a little bit of Clint has just been sprinkled throughout this town, and it's just a continuous support for his girls. I mean, if I didn't have the girls, I don't know what would have happened with me. It's like they're my energy. What he was able to get into each of them. His strength and his loving kindness. Four Daughters Kitchen was 110% Clint. That was his passion. I wanted to be remembered as this great place that Clint had, and I didn't feel like I could keep it that. So I decided it's time just to let it go. It took me almost 3 years to realize and to accept the fact that Four Daughters Kitchen is not Clint's legacy. His daughters are his legacy. It was such a tough decision. It's like once I made it, I'm like, okay, this is it, this is okay. And it's almost like I got this energy. I believe that everything will work out as it should. There's something more. Do I know exactly what that is yet? Not exactly, but I know it has something to do with yoga. I would love if I could help anybody who might have gone through something similar and maybe somehow guide them with helping people see that it's horrible what's happened, but there is more, and you can do this, and you can find happiness.